a lot of this movie, it's very light on plot. It's
that's
pretty,
what I'm saying. Like,
it's
that's
pretty light on plot, and it is more about the characters. It's more about these conversations that these characters have with each other, or more these like emotions that these characters share with each other,
which is more interesting.
Yeah.
Than like putting together some like A, B, C, and out
because
in an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Think about the actual plot of this movie. Not a whole lot happens.
No,
really.
When you read the description of them, I remember. Okay, so all I know going in, you got a guy who's like a drummer, who's a metal drummer, and he loses his hearing. So you go, okay.
Yeah, you
and
almost
then,
say,
and
like,
then
how do you fill up 2 hours with
exactly? And then you go runtime 2 hours, and I'm going,
yeah,
okay, but it works, and that's what I think is cool about how things are going now. Nomadland.
I mean,
who was I talking to about? Oh, the other night I was with my friend John in the studio, and I think he said it, and he was just like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh, did you catch Nomadland?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it was fucking boring." I go, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, nothing happens," and I go, "Yeah, I know." That's what. Like I just like I'd rather see something play out than fucking be spoon fed like
to me
and of course nothing happens, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well to me, like, Sound of Metal is like a better mix of those two.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I mean, in Nomadland, like, literally nothing happens.
Well, no, yeah, but like to your point where you were saying when we did the episode, it's like halfway a doc.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's interesting too. They're getting rid of a lot of plot in a lot of films, and they're going so hard on the realism. Yeah. Where, and that's also because it's like about representation and stuff. Like,
I mean,
so they're not going to show
about how this is semi a doc too, where it's like you're taking real life deaf people and showing them realistically how they live.
And in Nomadland, there were a lot of people who were actually campers, or whatever they're referred to as, like
van dwellers.
Yeah, which, by the way, I watched Camper Force. I mean, Camper Force was good. It wasn't as like crazy as I was expecting. It was like that couple was like pretty sane. I mean, clearly that was their choice. Like they're I feel terrible they lost all their money. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Break this down before we wrap up here.
Sure.
I think I know the answer, but like, all right, so a movie that's just sold to Amazon, right? It could have been sold to Hulu, it could have been sold to Netflix, it could have gone to a wide release, but it's sold to Amazon. Okay. Amazon Studios, is that a soup to nuts Amazon production? Written by Amazon?
No. You know
what I'm saying? Because
some of them.
What's Amazon Studios and what's just we sold to Amazon?
So this film specifically was produced, it appeared in film festivals, and then Amazon bought it. But Amazon does produce their own things that are specifically for their Amazon Prime.
So why did this get the treatment of like Amazon Studios? Because not everything you see on Amazon gets that treatment, right?
Well, because a lot of the things you see on Amazon
came out before Amazon existed
somewhere else, and then Amazon may have the rights to distribute that movie on their platform, but they don't own the movie outright.
Oh.
The Sound of Metal, it wasn't produced by Amazon, but Amazon owns it outright.
So who produced it, though? I'm
not sure exactly.
Who paid for it, right? Because
I'm not sure exactly. Some production company put up the money,
and they just assume they're gonna sell it.
Some production companies. I mean, a movie like this you can make for a pretty small amount of money.
Yeah.
Some production companies, they do it for film festivals because they know like Disney or Amazon or, Warner Brothers, one of the major studios, are going to these film festivals.
What do you have to do to get into a Sundance or something like that? Is it just money? Or do you need a Riz Ahmed? Or do you need...
You probably need a Riz Ahmed. It's basically you send your money in to be selected. You have to be selected.
Correct. So you can't buy a spot at Sundance, for instance.
I don't think you can. Right. I'm sure there are shady ways around it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. That's at least not how it's supposed to work.
I have a friend who got a doc in and won last year.
Oh, Sundance?
Tyler,
nice.
who did like most of the Gamblers videos.
Hell yeah.
It was like best short.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't like best doc.
Best short documentary.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Touch of the Master's Hand.
You
Tyler
send you send your film in to the whoever does the selections, and they decide what films get in. If it's a feature length, you would probably need like a Riz Ahmed or some smaller actor if you're doing it like that.
Is there a risk of like, let's say their budget was like 15 million, which is probably small. Like what do you think this budget was? 25 million?
That sounds right.
So is there a scenario where you make a movie for 25 million and then don't sell it?
Yeah, 100%.
So what happens? That production company is just $25 million cheap, less profitable? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
What could have happened is maybe Amazon gave them some money for production. Amazon gave them some money from production,
but then
then like put it in film festivals to see how well it would do, and then bought it outright afterwards.
So in other words, it's like they always were on track to be with Amazon. Like Amazon is almost placing a bet on them.
Amazon could have not done well, and Amazon was like, we want to sell this somewhere else.
So Amazon would get their money back.
So Amazon would get their money back. I don't know if that's
hard to
specifically
sell, right?
What happened, but it could have been what happened.
Because why would Hulu be like, well, why am I buying it from you? I had a talk with a manager once, and they were just like, if I can't recommend you to another manager, because that manager is going to go, well, if they're so great, why didn't you sign them?
Right.
You know what I mean? So why would Hulu take Amazon? Like,
yeah, I don't know with specifics, because like I don't know the story of how this got produced.
I'm just curious, like, because when I saw Amazon Studios,
Amazon Studios, they bought it after it was in Sundance, and that's why they put Amazon Studios on it. I don't believe this was produced exclusively for Amazon. Mm-hmm. There are the most like television shows that are on Amazon.
Yeah, Just Add Magic, which Eleanor is obsessed with.
Oh yeah,
that's an Amazon production.
Oh, really? Like The Boys is produced exclusively by Amazon.
Right, right.
Other TV shows, Miss Maisel is produced by Amazon. Amazon does produce their own things, but they're also at film festivals buying things to show on their platform.
Right.
Which is what happened here. But where they got like their initial funding, I mean, there's so many different
production companies.
There's so many different production companies, and there's so many different like ways you can finance a movie that like I'm not even sure.
Break some of those down.
I don't know if you're just able to like, you have friends in Hollywoods that are willing to bet money on you. Mm-hmm. If you have a standing production company who has a business model of we produce these movies and then we sell them to a major studios after they do well in film festivals, you can have it like that. Or you can we have a production company, we went to a major studio saying, give us your money, give us some money now without you don't have to sign us to distribution right now, but you can give us some money so that we can at least make the movie. We'll put it into film festivals, and then you see how it does, and then decide if you want to buy it, or decide if you want to cut us loose, and then we have the option to sell it to someone else.
But they would have to get their money back. Whoever made it originally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that really would work, but I know that like has happened before.
It's interesting. I mean, because it's not something you think about a lot. It's like, how does something actually come out?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, it's kind of difficult to make money in movies. It's a little bit difficult. They cost so much to make, and everything's a gamble.
Yeah.
You know? They didn't know if this movie is going to be a success, and it at least cost like $25 million. So
that's interesting. You know, they would even consider a movie like this a gamble, even though they have a big like star in it.
Yeah, I mean, Riz Ahmed isn't.
He's not a giant star.
He's not a giant star.
No,
there are plenty of movies.
He might not even be a star. I mean,
there are plenty of movies with bigger actors in it who have that has flopped.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, everything is a gamble with movies.
That's true.
You know, that's why, like, all these studios, they'll do their small independent stuff. Like Disney will have Fox Searchlight that does all their small independent stuff. In the end, the money that Disney is making off of Avengers is what
covers every fucking
they're putting into Fox Searchlight and the Nomad movies, which aren't making that much money.
Yeah. I guess there's your answer as far as why the superhero movies are always coming out.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, if it wasn't for the superhero movies, they wouldn't have money to finance the independent movies. Right. They wouldn't have money to finance.
They're not really independent, but the small one.
The smaller ones. Yeah. Fox Searchlight is like an independent studio.
Yeah,
it's
Fox
not.
is in the name.
It's
and
it's
Searchlight.
not.